Oh, is it on? Are you on? Hello? Hey.
It's always rolling.
Hey guys, welcome back. I'm Guy from Some Guys RC. We are doing a part 2 of my RC collection. And today we're going to start out with our little Mustang by HPI Racing. And again, it was another bargain after Christmas. They had one left over, so I had to buy it because, you know, it's a good deal. You can't walk away from a good deal, right? So anyhow, stock body, it's GTR. It's a 4-wheel drive car. You can use it as a touring car, or if you put the nice hard plastic wheels on, which are on it right now, you can drift it if you have the skills for it. Me, I have a tough time drifting. I'm a little more skilled at just regular road racing, and so I prefer that. But anyway, let's see, what have I done to this thing since I've had it besides wear out some tires? I put on some RPM steering links, upgraded those a little bit. Since I've had this for a while, it's hard to buy the batteries that worked with this when I first bought it, because I've had this like, 6 years I think. Anyway, this battery compartment was a little tight, and the batteries that came with it, they actually kind of fit down in these little grooves here. And the new battery, you can't find those batteries anymore. So what I have done, I have taken all these screws out to hold the top of the chassis out. I have put washers under all those posts, put it back together, and it only raised it up like 1/16 of an inch, maybe a little bit more. And that allowed me to put in a regular old hard case battery in it now. So now I can enjoy my car again because I have batteries that will work in it now. And so other than that, I mean, it's pretty much stock. Nothing I've really done to it. So yeah, pretty much stock, fun to rip around. I can't remember what the speed is on it. It's like 30 miles an hour or something, maybe a little more. But it's fun. Belt drive, 4-wheel drive. Just a nice little ripper. It's awesome. I've enjoyed it. And I'm a Mustang guy, so you can see here I got the Mustang shirt on. I actually have the full scale version out in my garage, and I have the small scale version, so they're both a lot of fun to drive. And let's check out another car. Oh, where's the rag? It's on? Oh, this thing's a little dusty. Anyways, like I said before, I'm a Mustang guy, so here we have our TRAXXAS Mustang funny car. This thing's ginormous. I mean, I think it's like 27 inches long or so. You can tell it's got a little dust on it. I don't run it much because it's so stinking fast. It's hard to find a place that's smooth enough and long enough to run this thing. It goes like 70 miles an hour when you put an 11.2 volt battery in it. It's just insane. But anyway, fun stuff. Thing is ridiculously fast. It has the TRAXXAS stability management in it, so it'll counter steer if it gets a little out of control. And there's a release up here. Just like the real funny cars. Top pops up, so you can check out the chassis on this thing. It's bone stock. I haven't modified anything on this thing because, like I said, I haven't run it a whole lot. And funny story is there's an app that you can get for TRAXXAS, so you can adjust how much power it takes off with steering, you know, the TRAXXAS stability management. You can control how much it does that. Anyway, so I take it out in front of my house. First time I'm going to run this thing. I get on my phone. Okay, turn it down to like 25% power, so when it launches it goes nice and easy and I can control it because I've never driven it before, right? Well, apparently I slipped the phone in my pocket before I turned the screen off. Well, it jumped back up to 100% without me knowing it. I hit the launch on this thing, and it went about 3 feet on its wheels, flipped over, and slid about 10 feet. And look what it's done to the body. I mean, it's just not pristine anymore, and that's just from the first run. So, anyway, it's a fun, fast car. The second time I ran it, it probably went 20 feet before it flipped over. And then I finally figured out what I was doing wrong. But, fun thing, man. It'll pull the wheels off the ground when it takes off. It's a riot. Need to get another one so me and my son can race together. It'd be a riot, I think. But that's our funny car. Like I say, 70 mile an hour car. You got to know what you're doing when you're on this thing. And I'm not quite that skilled yet. So, a little over my head on this one. Anyways, check out our next car. Alright, so as you can tell, Mustang fan. This is my son's car. We got this one on the Mustang 50th anniversary down in Las Vegas. Von Gittin Jr. happened to be there, and he was running his drift car. And he also had the RTR versions, RC car down there he was selling. And so we had to buy one. I mean, it's Von Gittin Jr. How can you not like this guy? He actually signed it for me. And then we also had a guest appearance at one of our Mustang shows by Steve Saline. And so we have Steve Saline's autograph and we have Von Gittin Jr.'s autograph. So pretty cool. It's got those two autographs. Pretty big celebrities there. Like I say, it's a 2013 Mustang RTR. And it's the gotta have a green, which is, you know, if you like green, this is the color green to have it. I mean, you gotta have green, this color green. It's pretty sweet. Pretty much stock. It's got the drift tires on it, I believe. Four-wheel drive car. This one is made by HPI as well. I believe that's the Sport. So a little bit less power than the other Mustang I just showed you. But still, it's a good car to learn with. So if you have a youngster that wants to get into RC cars, this would be a good one. It's not quite as fast, but still a lot of fun. It'll drift pretty decent. But so that's another Mustang that we have. Pretty fun stuff. Like I say, that's my son's. And this one, let's pop the hood. I'll show you the difference between this one and the other one. So my silver one was belt drive. This one, actually shaft drive. So if I roll it, you can see the shaft. So a little different setup. Battery runs down one side. Powertrain's on the left side there. A little different balance, but you can switch this up a little bit if you really wanted to on how things are set up. But other than that, it's pretty well stock. Nothing fancy. Just a good car to have some fun with. Let's check out another car. Alright, so another one of my son's cars here is the Camaro, which, you know, it's a Camaro, it's okay. We're all car guys. Camaros are fine. Anyway, this is a lot like the HPI there that we just showed you, that green Mustang. Just a different body. The chassis is kind of set up the same. He traded a different RC vehicle for this one. It seemed like it was a pretty good deal, so he drifts this as well as his Mustang. Like I say, it's not the super fast car, but it does really good. It looks pretty cool because, I mean, you know, 69 Camaro, it's a collector. I mean, pretty cool classic car. And fun stuff. So we can drift the two cars together if you want, and then they're kind of pretty well even up because they're, you know, same speed and all that stuff. That's just another one of our cars. Kind of fun. The lights, it has headlights, tail lights on it. Tinted windows. Nothing too fancy about it, but still a lot of fun. The green one's an HPI, this is LOSI. So that's another difference. Different brand, but all in all, good stuff. What else we got? This is the AXIAL SCX-10-2. Shout out to West Desert Wheeler. Right there, he's a good guy. Check out his videos and his channel. He's awesome. A lot of things you can learn from that guy. Alright, so this was a kit. We'll take this body off. This came from West Desert Wheeler, this body. But it was a builder's kit. So you had to get your own electronics. You had to get your radio. You had to get your servo. But you put the entire thing together. I mean, you put the frame rails together, you put the shocks on it, the tires on it, the links on it, everything had to be put together on this thing. One day we were out at the lake running these things around, and he had a little bit of an unfortunate event happen. And what happened is he's just driving along the trail or the edge of the water, and there was some fishing line on the ground, which we didn't see. Well, the tire picked it up, wrapped it around, I don't know how many times, and tight enough that it literally broke the knuckles on the axle. So if you can see here, we got some nice blue anodized aluminum pieces to replace the ends, and then when he was doing that, he's like, well, let's put some little brass weights on there to give it a little bit lower center of gravity, a little more traction for when you're climbing up the hills. So, I mean, it was an unfortunate event, but he also got some upgrades. He even got the brass diff cover on it. So, pretty nice little setup. Climbs pretty well. He has a lot of fun with it. There's one time we're at the campground, we're climbing up a tree. You've probably seen that in one of our videos when he had the Bronco body on it. And anyway, and then he, when he was hanging out with West Desert Wheeler, he kind of did a couple mods on the springs. And what else did you have done to this when you were with West Desert Wheeler? Just on here, just a different pinion and the transmission, so it's geared lower, right? So a little more power that way by having the lower gear ratio in it. But Looks like you need to clean it up there, son. A little bit dirty. But all that means is you had some fun with it. So, what else we got on our list of RC cars? Should we find out? Alright, let's find out. Funny, if you like Yosemite Sam, there's a nice little Yosemite Sam sticker there. So back off, Jack. You see that? Cool. Alright, let's see what else we have. Alright guys, this is probably one of my favorite looking trucks. But anyway, the story behind this truck is we were at the hobby store, looking around, of course, you know, and then they're like, hey, would you be interested in this truck? And we're like, oh, what is it? Well, it's a DHK, which I've never heard of. And anyway, what had happened is the guy let his girlfriend drive it, and she drove it straight into a curb at full speed, and it literally broke the main chassis right up in here. So this thing was in two big pieces. And I'm like, well, how much do you want for it? He's like, $80. And I'm like, all right, how much does it cost for that tray? And he's like, $20. I'm like, yeah, I'll do that. That's a deal. So here we are, $100. And we got it fixed. And of course, you had to take the whole truck apart to get all the old stuff off and put the new chassis back on. But, you know, hour and a half, got a rolling truck that works. And then I was back in that hobby store, oh, like a year later, and I saw this sexy little body. I mean, who doesn't like Bigfoot? I mean, really. And look at the color of this thing. It's beautiful. A little dusty, but it's beautiful, right? So I'm like, all right, I'll buy that body. And then I bought the tires that look similar to the monster trucks and the wheels and put that on it. And then all I had to do was drill out the body so that the body mounts matched. And then we got a sexy beast here. I think this thing is cool. I don't even want to run it because it looks so pretty. I don't even want to take it outside and run it. I don't want to scratch it up. But, you know, $100 for that. I think it was $75 for the body. Another $50 for the wheels. You know, we're still under what the truck would have cost in the first place, and now it looks awesome. And this thing will do about 30 miles an hour. Nothing over the top, but still fun. It'll pull the wheels off the ground once in a while if you hit it just right. But fun stuff. But what else is kind of cool is, let's show you our next vehicle. This one's a little different. This one doesn't go on the ground and it doesn't go in the air. Look at the size of this monster. This is our TRAXXAS Spartan. And obviously an RC boat, 36 inches long. You run the two 11-volt batteries in it. This thing will literally go 50 miles an hour. And it barely stays in the water at that speed. So I usually just run the 7-volt batteries. And it actually runs with two batteries, so you have one battery on each side in here, but it's stuck to the trailer. So you put a battery there, and the thing will run maybe 20 minutes. And in comparison, one battery in the stadium truck or the short course truck will last you an hour. Two batteries in this, 20 minutes. It just takes that much more energy to run this thing. So anyway, some of the mods I've done on this thing. Check out the back here. We got a dual pickup rudder, so that we have dual cooling. So you have the two hoses instead of one. Runs up inside. One goes to the ESC inside. You got one going to the ESC, comes out, goes outside of the boat. One goes into the motor. I don't know, can you see that? One goes in the motor and then goes outside of the boat. So we also had to put out on it a dual output on the side of the boat so the water can come back out right there. So it looks pretty realistic when it's going down the lake and the water. The water spits out the side. This thing kicks out an awesome rooster tail. When you're doing 35, 40 mile an hour, it's probably an 8-foot high, 12-foot long rooster tail. It's just amazing. And it's pretty fun. Definitely want to have it on the smooth water when you're running it. Otherwise it gets a little crazy. But fun stuff. So some of the other mods, we've done the aftermarket fins on the back here. We've got the trim tabs, which are adjustable as well, which helps, you know, control how high the bow is in the water. Controls the porpoising. Put the aluminum cooler on the motor instead of the factory rubber one, so this will dissipate heat a lot better. You can see that. And then, of course, the biggest thing I've done with this boat is I built this trailer from scratch. And that was quite a project. It didn't turn out too bad. I mean, there's obviously some better craftsmanship out there, I'm sure. But what also is funny is I have a Ford truck that's got a 6-liter diesel in it, and the factory air filter, this is the plastic from it. So I just chopped up the plastic off the air filter, which it was this big around, right? I just cut it down to where it looked like a fender. So I just thought that was kind of fun. That I figured that out and just happened to change the air filter before this happened. But anyway, that's our boat. Like I say, it's fast, it's fun, and get you out on the lake, you know. So when you're sitting in the lake, you go out and drive your boat around, have fun, and try not to snag the fishing lines that are on the shore. That's not a good thing, which I did once. But,
or twice.
Or twice. But also, my Bronco has a trailer hitch, so I can actually hook this up to my Bronco and I can go launch it out in the lake, so it looks pretty fun that way. You get a lot of good reactions from people when I do that. But anyway, that's our collection of cars. I hope you enjoyed the videos that we've done on this. Like us and subscribe to us if you want. And you guys have a good new year. And we're also on Instagram and TikTok. TikTok. Alright, we'll catch you guys later. Have a good one.